Hey, what it do, guys? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. I now have an office type thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look at this, bro. Welcome, welcome. This is where we will be acquainted now. This is our new quote unquote office. You see my mic behind me, my bed. I'm in my room. It's all set up and looking gorgeous. We're gonna get some decorations here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make this shit look pretty and shit at some point. You know what I'm saying? But right now we gotta settle, you know what I'm saying? We're still climbing up slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about Lucasm 262, man. This chapter was phenomenal. I really, really enjoyed it, man. Lucasm. I just said, see, I review Lucasm too much for y'all. That's the problem. Got me calling Windbreaker Lucasm. But it is episode 262, and it's a really, really phenomenal chapter. It really breaks down Jay, because we haven't really given Jay much of a real, we haven't really stepped into his mind that well. We kind of have been guessing for most of the 200 chapters. We've almost been guessing what he's thinking, and we assume he's always, he has good intention. Sometimes he acts out, you know what I'm saying? He's a person, he's a real person, but we didn't really, he's like, one of those close friends that right? You know really, really well. You know kind of why he does things, but he never says anything. You know what I'm saying? It feels like you haven't gotten inside the brain to really pick it and really see what's popping in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it was really, really great that we got that, like a proper dived in look at him. Now I know we've seen a bit about his family, and we understand why he's that way, why he's a bit of a hermit, why he keeps everything locked up, why he responds and reacts the way he does to situations, because his mom was just so overly aggressive and demanding greatness, you know what I'm saying, that he pushed his son to the brink of losing his mind, you know what I'm saying, which is such a sad, sad story. But it's also so real. This shit happens in Japan, in Korea, out here, you know what I'm saying, but it's supposed to be a worst, like a culture that's really, really bad when it comes to Asian countries, more so than it is Western countries. Now, obviously, we do know that there are parents out here that really be about that street life like that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, I thought that shit was intriguing. I really, really enjoyed this chapter. So Jay goes into his mind and he starts realizing that he never acts like he appreciates his friends fully, which is kind of a shame, right? He runs away from situations. He rarely really deals with them. You know what I'm saying? I know he did punch Minu that one time, but minus that, really he bottles up things until he just reacts aggressively without really dealing or having a conversation and accepting that people give a shit about him. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy. But it's really, I don't know, it's refreshing to see that. It's really, really refreshing to see him not be out of his shell, but be in his own head, against himself, question himself. Like, what are you doing? Like, you keep looking at the wrong place. Like, you're not looking at the whole picture. You're so focused at that one minute detail that you're forgetting. Like, you're so focused on you and how you feel that you're forgetting that Minu got hit with a freaking car, bro, and he's still believing in y'all. You know what I'm talking about? He's still believing in y'all. You ain't there to see Minu's situation fully. That's a bitch ass move, Nico. You know what I'm talking about? And this is what Jay's telling himself. He's telling himself all this shit, bro. He's like, bro, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Because again, let's not forget, he had an opportunity to date Mia, sorry, way before Minu had a chance. You know what I'm saying? Way before Minu had a chance, Jay had the opportunity to date Mia, and he just didn't. He was being a bitch about it. He was trying to act like, oh, I like it too, but I won't speak. I'm gonna try to be the brooding main character. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be the vampire in fucking Twilight. You know what I'm talking about? Edward. I'm gonna try to be that nigga. Big flop. Shelly's out here running for him, bro. Chasing for love, bro. Really out here. And he just not recuperating. He's not reacting properly. He's like, well, what would it change if I'm there? Bitch, fuck you talking about? You make everybody else feel better. They have to worry about your bum ass disappearing off the face of the earth. You know what I'm talking about? So he's a bit selfish. I think that's kind of what I like about Jay's character. He's not your typical shonen perfect Jesus character like Naruto. You know what I'm saying? He's just isn't. He makes a lot of mistakes. He does a lot of stupid shit. His philosophy is not the best philosophy. None of the characters' philosophy is the best philosophy. They're all learning from each other's positives and are feeding each other's growth. Although I feel like the female characters need way more growth out here. You know what I'm saying? Not to be a SJW, whatever. But honestly, like my problem with a lot of Asian comics and mangas is the female writing is pretty fucking garbage. At least when it comes to super popular shit. Like, you know, I feel like, okay, like Lucasm doesn't really have main female characters, for example, right? So they can get away with that, right? Because none of the other characters are main characters. Shelly should be a main character, but she's just not treated like it. She's a part of, but to be fair, neither is June. But even we get more backstory from June and a bit more knowledge of June than we do of Shelly. Really, Shelly's character trait seems to be that she likes Jay, and that's it. I think we need a bit more development in terms of that. You know what I'm saying? We need to know more about her. You know what I'm talking about? Like, honestly, they need to do, I don't know, just focus on her a bit more. We know about Vinny, we know about Dom's situation, we know about Jay's situation, we know about Minu's situation, we know about Yuna's situation, we know about Mia's situation, we roughly know about June's situation. What do we know about Shelly? Except being related to the principal. What do we know about Shelly, bro? You know what I'm saying? Why is she not going back to Europe, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like all these type of questions, I feel like need to be answered. So I'm really looking forward for that to be answered at some point. I definitely want her to race first of all, man. She's in a race, like just getting carried, bro. Like why is she in the team, bro? Like why is she in the team? She got the Sakura syndrome, bro. She got the Sakura syndrome when everybody else in the team is Naruto and Sasuke. It makes no goddamn sense. It makes no goddamn sense. You can't make OPS main characters and leave out. You know what I'm saying? Like she gotta be useful. She gotta have a point to be in that team. June is similar, bro. June is similar. And my dude is supposed to be the leader. My dude is similar, bro. He's in a similar category when it comes to being a surplus character. When it comes to racing, he's just not as good as the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? At least Minu, crazy motherfucker, be jumping in motherfuckers' way to protect the gang. What do Shelly do, bro? I know she did that windbreaker shit, but like, come on, bro. Or the streamline shit, like, come on, bro. That's it. That's all you go for. You know what I'm saying? Others, fix your shit, get your shit together, bro. We need to see, what's that story called? Because obviously those phenomenal female characters. You know what I'm talking about? Yakusoku, no Neverland. That shit, bro. That's a sick ass female character, bro. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not saying all mangas do this, but this is something I've noticed a lot. I read a lot of mangas. Apart from romance mangas, the oldest phenomenal romance mangas. Don't get me twisted, they phenomenal characters. But I'm talking about when it comes to action-based mangas and anime. I feel like if you don't want them to be involved in action, you have to create a type of character that isn't involved in action. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously when the main character is the female, she's gonna be a badass. But I'm talking about when they're like a side character, secondary main character. I just feel like they can be written better instead of being a Sakura syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Look at Tatsumaki, bro. That's beast, bro. Shout out to my man One. He knows what the fuck he doing, bro. Look at Tatsumaki. You know what I'm saying? She don't get carried. You know what I'm saying? But then you got Fubuki, who plays that role. She's strong, but she gets carried. She ain't on these levels. You know what I'm saying? Every character makes sense. Even if it was all 10 boys, you know what I'm saying? Every character has a role and they have an ability and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's just writing, bro. I'm just talking about writing. I just ignore the fact that she's a female, right? If the character was a boy and the main character was a female, and the guy's role was just to like the female character, right? And then be useless in the race, I would be just as annoyed. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm a boy, I might even be more annoyed. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna come clean. I just want motherfuckers to write good ass stories, good ass characters, compelling. Look at Crystal in Lucasm again. I'm gonna use that example. Hopefully you guys read Lucasm. Shit is amazing. Lucasm does that shit well. Crystal doesn't get too much screen time, but she gets enough that you know that she killing it out here. She a beast. You know that's her role. But then you have all the other girls, they're chill. And then you have, what's her name? You have Mary. She's an animal, but that's her role. Everyone got their roles and it fits the story, right? I don't want just a regular ass girl just being badass for no fucking reason because they're a girl. That's BS. But you want the characters that are supposed to be in that situation, right? Imagine they tell you Mary Kim is the queen of judo, and then you never see her. Oh, every time they fight, she just sitting in the background, like just blocking and shit, or not even doing nothing, like just there. You gonna be like, bro, like why you in the team, bro? We're in a gang war, nigga. Like fight somebody, nigga. Shit, punch somebody, nigga. Even sacrifice cut her hair, do something. You know what I'm talking about? I'm ranting now. But I did love this chapter. It was just great to get into the psyche of Jay. I know I just kind of ran off script and just went into a fucking massive rant. Not that this shit is scripted anyway, but just went to a massive rant because it is something that I want. Because I really loved Windbreaker for a very long time. And I was always wondering, why isn't it as big as Lucas? And why isn't it as big as Red King? Why isn't it popping like that? And then now looking at it more critically, since I've been doing a lot of reviews, just looking at it more critically, I'm like, damn, bro, like, I see the flaws, bro. Jay, the character is very fucking dense, bro. He's just like a very boring character. In general, he's a very boring character archetype. He's like, you know, when Webtoons began to become popular, all the main characters was just bland characters that make like fuck all decisions for themselves and just rely on the way more colorful side characters. You know what I'm saying? But this is probably why people are annoyed by Shonen Jump, and Shonen Jump is this, blah blah blah. But Shonen Jump has the main character always be super loud. Everybody else is impacted by them, but sometimes they're impacted by others. So it creates a more diverse, interesting character. I don't think every character needs to be super fucking opinionated like Naruto, right? I think he's slightly over opinionated, or Luffy, or like, you know, the Shonen Jump archetype. But I do feel like when they're too bland, bro, they're just, bro, they're an MP, they're your main character in an RPG, except you can't make decisions. You know what I'm talking about? They're a main character in an RPG, except you can't make no decisions. Because you know main characters in RPGs are fucking bland as shit. You create the persona because you're allowed to create the persona, right? But they're really bland. They don't really do shit without you. So imagine the main character in the RPG was an NPC. Boring, nigga. Shit, you know what I'm talking about? Boring, nigga. But this shit is supposed to be like a story-based game. You know what I'm saying? No decisions, bitch. The author already made decisions. You know what I'm talking about? But that's just my opinion on the situation. But I love Windbreaker. And one of the key reasons I don't review every chapter or review too often is because a lot of the chapters just don't include, and not enough happens. I have the same problem with One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man. I want to review it so badly, but I can review the original webtoon, but it's just such spoiler territory, and the manga is changing so much of it. Oh, you know, not so much of it, but a good bit of it, that it might just not work out. You know what I'm saying? But the actual manga is just too fucking short. I mean, we love you, Murata. You're an amazing artist, but Jesus fuck, that shit is so slow when it comes to uploading. He's probably working on way too many projects. I think he needs to get like a secondary artist to help him do this shit, because the upload, I don't know if it's just the translations that are taking so long, right? Maybe it's actually just weekly, but the translation is just not happening. It could be that. Don't get it twisted. It could 100% could just be that. But yeah, in general, man, I'm hoping that Windbreaker will improve upon its character portrayal and do maybe give us some backstory. Like, you know, the way it annoyed me at first a little bit that Lucasm did that whole let's take 20 years steps back and just watch this whole character story, but now it's phenomenal, bro. It's phenomenal, bro. I'm invested in the enemy, bro. I'm invested in Jake. I'm invested in Jerry. And we barely even know about Jerry. I'm invested in Jerry. I'm invested in Jiho. I'm invested in Zach. I'm invested in Johan. I'm invested in Gu. I'm invested in Gun. I'm invested in characters from fucking, I'm invested in Crystal, I'm invested in Vasco, I'm invested in Jace, bro, like all the characters are done so well that you really can pick and choose, like, yo, man, I wanna know more about this guy, yo, this guy, what about this guy, the mighty one fucking check, like all these characters are done so well, bro. I just want this shit to live up to its potential, bro. We need more romance. We need less scenes of just them racing, bro. I'm sorry, 4 chapters of them racing, it just isn't that entertaining, bro. You know what I'm talking about? It just isn't that entertaining. Unless it's a big race. Every race can't be 3-4 fucking chapters, bro. We want to know about their lives. We want to know about, damn, bro. You gotta be able to drag us in with just them. Wait for my story. I keep talking about this. Wait for my book. But money, that bitch coming soon. I swear to God, you don't want to see. You want to see what I'm talking about. I'm not just criticizing. I follow my own goddamn rules, bro. Alright, it's been your voice very much. God, thanks for watching. Hey, I almost didn't upload because I was really tired. I was working on songs and doing other shit. But I realized I was like, I promised that I'm gonna upload every day from the 4th, right? And I've uploaded twice already. So I'm gonna keep that streak going. We're gonna upload today, baby. Let's get it.